If the government is funded by tax dollars, then there ain't no such thing as government funded anything. It's taxpayer dollars that fund everything.
Salvia, and he was like basically transported to where he's standing on the side of the road, and he was just standing there, and all of a sudden he turned into a stone pillar, and he was a milestone, like a mile marker stone for 300 years.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one, y'all. Today's episode, we got some mysterious videos from TikTok. Hey, let's get these likes up, y'all. We've been slacking on the likes. Hit that like button. Let's get to 2,000 likes minimum today, y'all. Let's have some fun, though. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I knew it. I knew if I looked into this a little bit more, I was going to find more stuff, and I did, because what if Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a human being at all? And what if the CIA had a hand in this as well? Would you call me crazy? Because here's some exhibits. Here's Exhibit A of the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, accepting a letter from Utah State University. He is pictured here reading out this scholarship acceptance letter worth $32,000 for engineering. Super smart kid. He had a 4.0 GPA. But he only attended for one semester in 2021. But why? That's a really brief stint when you have a scholarship, and it's also to note that he was a Mormon. That same school actually has a program called the Master of Anticipatory Intelligence, in which they focus on science, technology, engineering, mathematics, social science, just to name a few. Now, who founded this program? Dr. Jeannie Johnson, who actually worked for the CIA. It says here that Dr. Johnson worked within the CIA's Directorate of Intelligence as a member of the Balkan Task Force from 98 to 99. And it's funny because they made it like their own little junior CIA, the Center of Anticipatory Intelligence, or the CAI. And let's not forget, he is Mormon. Agencies like the FBI and the CIA actively recruit at institutions like BYU, which is all Mormon. Now let's go to the day of the shooting. Some people were saying there wasn't one, but actually two shooters.
And guess what? The killer was there and there was a video.
Now, there's a video of this picture where it shows a muzzle flash. I'm not going to show it, but this muzzle flash is coming from behind Charlie and not in front. Even an audio engineer tested this theory, and it looks like the sound came from the back right of the tent. Now, here's the area where the shot may have came from, but there's no way a human being can fit in these vents. But what if it was a drone? Which isn't too far-fetched, because remember China released this not too long ago? A mosquito-sized bionic robot for battlefield reconnaissance. Now, if they have something like that, America definitely does too. There's even former Marine snipers explaining that the entry wound was actually an exit wound, meaning he was shot from the back. They even explain there's an invisible infrared, which this guy's camera actually caught. With all that being said, you want to know what I think? Here we go. The CIA recruits Tyler out of that program. That's why he did one semester. They groom him for a few years, making him an asset, but really a fall guy, because in this situation, you have to see a shooter in order to make it make sense, but really the real shooter is a drone. But hey, I'm just a guy online, and this is just a theory, right? And by the way, where's this footage? Anyways, let me know what you guys think below.
What is going on with the Charlie Kirk thing? 3,000 people now have a gag order? 3,000! I've got some videos I'm gonna show y'all too. It's gonna blow your mind. Candace Owens, don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk. I plan to violate it. On the world's behalf, Candy? She's discovered things that will burn the house down. Charlie was betrayed by everyone. Oh, just wait. I've got so much. So I saw this right here. Look, Israeli IP addresses conducted unique Google searches of Dear J. Amaro, the chief medical examiner over little Charlie Kirk's autopsy case. Josh Hammer, Tyler Robinson. But look at the dates on these. This is what's so important, y'all. The dates on these, okay? 5/17, 5/24, 5/10. Why were they searching up these people? I can understand Charlie Kirk, but why was Tyler Robinson's name being searched way back in May like that? May, June, July? And when there was Charlie Kirk didn't happen until September. Just kind of weird, isn't it? And the little landscape owner guy, look, back in June. You know, the one that redid this area right here is soon, like a few days after it happened on a Sunday. On top of that, he got the call. Come on, man. He was searched by the same area that I mentioned. I'm not going to say it again. It starts with I. Same thing. I mean, what's really going on, y'all? I mean, what? Spitting on Christians. I'm fixing to show y'all a bunch of little clips. Watch this.
But in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, when Israel left and the Palestinian Authority came in, The Christian majority shrank from 80% to under 20% because there was no more Israel to protect them. We cherish our Christian friends. We protect the Christian holy sites, not only the Church of the Holy here, but in
we get spit on every day. Wearing a cross, you will get spit on in this neighborhood. You will get into fist fights.
What?
No, come on. Wait. Come on, bro.
Look.
Here's another one. Look. Here's another one. Watch.
that I know for the police that you were attacking me.
But you cannot do this.
Don't take a picture. Take it down.
No, come
Take
on.
it down.
This is not. You are touching me. I have no right to touch.
Is it okay to spit on Christians? On them. On them? I don't know. I spit on the ground. Oh, so he spits on the ground if he sees a crucifix. That's all he does. He doesn't spit on them. Oh. It's an old tradition. I'm guessing he's saying it's an old. They don't practice it now. I mean, if you notice, the ones that were doing it were, just never mind.
Real quick, I don't know. I saw this come up today. Is this her? This is supposed to be Erica Kirk. Is this her reenacting, or is this actual? Like, is this actually Charlie Kirk? You know what I mean? Is this for real, or is this like a reenactment, or is it even her?
I love you. I love you. God bless you.
Weird, because she's not. I mean, somebody's filming her doing that.
The fact,
Like, I'm just, if that was me in that position, I would be like, no cameras. I'm not going on Air Force One. I don't want this guy next to me. I don't want this politician next to me. I want to be with my family. Right? Like anybody real. I feel like that's how I would be. I'd be pissed at the whole system. Him believing in this is the reason that got him this. I'm pissed. Right? I don't want you up here. I don't want you because all you're doing is for political gain. All you're doing is to get votes. You don't really care. That's how I would be in this situation. How would you be if that happened to you? Would you want the president up there with you and hugging him and having this big thing at the Cardinal Stadium in Glendale? I don't know, y'all. I'm different. I'm just different, I feel like. But some people love that attention, especially a girl like her. That's a beauty pageant. You know she loves attention.
you're seeing the place being fixed up, and that's where the shooting was, and you get it fixed. Have they made an announcement why they did the construction?
Absolutely not. This
Has
shady
the
stuff.
school made any?
Changed.
I totally get it.
No
Rob, is
autopsy.
there any announcement by the university why they've done that?
No, I took a look this morning. I could not find a single news article, nothing about any type of construction that was being planned either.
They've had crafts since before the Civil War. They were building crafts that went 200 miles an hour.
Okay, who's they, and where did
Well,
you hear
the
about
U.S.
this?
government-
Before the Civil War.
Yeah.
So before 1865.
Yeah.
They had crafts.
Yes.
That could go 200 miles an hour in the air.
Yes.
Who made them?
You could look it up. Pre-Civil War aircrafts. There was a bunch of like German scientists in America that were working with the U.S. government.
So this predates Orville Wright.
I'm just telling you, bro.
Right? Doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know dates.
I think it does, right? Isn't Orville and Wilbur Wright, isn't that the end of the 1800s? When was that? Well, you know what? I love that. You can just ask your phone. I'll ask my phone.
I love it. Go on ChatGPT.
When did Orville and Wilbur Wright fly the first plane? 1903. So you're telling me that in 1865.
Yep. I'm
Believe
telling
it.
you.
In 1865, they had
multiple shows
flying
on it.
crafts. Well, as long as you've done multiple shows on it, it must
Brother,
be true.
I'm the truth, okay?
Where the fuck did you hear this?
I had two guys, Joseph P. Farrell was on, and he's like amazing. And he was breaking down that there were
What is Joseph P. Farrell's area of expertise?
Hidden history. He does a lot in religion, particularly.
Is he self-taught?
No, he's really a great interview, man.
I believe you.
I mean,
is he
he's a great.
self-taught? Does he have like a
Will you look it up real
traditional
quick? Yeah.
education in this stuff, or is
Yeah.
it just
He's written like 1,000 books on it.
1,000?
That's a lot of books, dude. I can barely read one book. I'm stuck on Alexander II right now.
And what is he saying?
He's saying that in the pre-Civil War and during the Civil War, they had crafts that were traveling at 200 miles an hour.
Okay, and
you can find pictures of it on the internet.
Well, as long as he has pictures.
Well,
on the
there's
internet,
drawings, dude.
again.
Someone took time.
As long as it's drawings.
Come
it
on,
must be
man.
real.
Well, Jamie, you're leaving me here. Hang
No,
in here.
he'll get you.
found
He'll
it.
get you. It's
don't
got to be
look up.
legit.
It's there.
It sounds so legit.
Will you look up
Joe
Why
tinfoil
would
hat,
they
Joseph P.
wait
Farrell?
so many years before they flew the first very primitive plane that could barely get off the ground, and credit those guys with developing the first
You
plane?
didn't say plane. You said aircraft.
Oh, that's true.
Thank you.
Oh, so is it like a blimp?
I'm trying to dig down.
Listen to Jamie getting all pissy.
No, I'm just saying. It could not have to be a plane.
Mom, Dad, stop.
Could be
It's
a,
true.
like,
It's true. No, it's a good point. Yeah, it could be a blimp, right? Like when did they first start doing blimps? When did that start?
Well, wasn't that the whole point of like Led Zeppelin, that they didn't want people getting on blimps?
I mean, I can't stand Joe Rogan, y'all. I can't stand him. But we got these things coming out of the oceans that are defying the laws of physics. Gravity. Oh, Joe, you think those are around post 1903? Like, think. But he's so by the. What happened to him? Oh, I mean, he got that $500 million contract. That's what happened to him, right?
Like crash that shit. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. You guys think I'm nuts. I'm just telling you, bro. Everything's a psyop.
I love it. I want to hear more psyops. I'd rather go that way than the other way. That nothing's a psyop. I want to hear that everything's a psyop.
Everything's a psyop. Dude, someone should do conspiracy news. It would be 10 times better than what you see on television. Yeah. And then you go, what about the 5G they're cranking up? What about what they're spraying in the skies? That now is an acceptable fact that they're doing geoengineering of our skies. So, like 5 years ago, you were a crazy conspiracy theorist. Now there's laws being passed about it. And you put all that together, you're like, that's how people get sick.
It's weird, like even cloud seeding, which is legal. Like you can seed clouds and you can make it rain, but like, how exact is this science? Like, how you know what I mean? Like, what happens if you cause floods like they did in Dubai? Did you see that shit?
Yeah, well, camels just flying, flowing down the river.
Fucking Lamborghinis drowning.
Oh,
yeah,
poor Lamborghinis.
All right. I found something.
Tell me something.
Nothing about 200 miles an hour, but I found multiple things talking about aircrafts, including helicopters used by the South.
The South?
The Confederate, yeah.
The Confederate Army.
Do you mind if I get my phone for a second just to see if I can find it?
I found it because I was digging through the transcript.
Bro, they had the
of that
General
podcast,
Lee
and
helicopter.
Here's the
Whoa.
transcript where he's talking about the history with his friend Beasley or something like that.
Who was saying this?
The guy Sam was talking about.
What is his name again?
This is his podcast. See,
What's his name again, Sam?
Joseph P. Farrell.
Yeah. During the point of the Civil War with the airship mystery, my friend Walter Bosley has written an interesting book called Origins about the Black Projects, world, and airships that existed in this country prior to the Civil War. But it didn't say anything about the speed.
Yeah, we talked about it. It was either him or the 2 episodes later they talked about how it went 200 miles an hour.
Airships.
Lincoln went to Congress to get funding, or is trying to get funding for some of this. There's a whole thing here about the balloon corps of the Army back to the Civil War.
Isn't Lincoln another one they got rumors about?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fellow.
Closeted dog.
Oh, maybe like everybody
Joe
did
knows.
it back then.
They
Yeah,
also
that's what
didn't
I'm
have a lot
thinking.
of heat back then.
So they just fucked?
The thing with the Lincoln stuff, they just said that they were like,
come over here,
sleeping
Bob. I'm
together in
cold.
the same bed.
No, that's true. That's true. It's probably not that weird for us, but
Back then it was like you got excommunicated.
Another
But
one of
yeah.
the airships. They're calling them airships, is what they were calling.
And there's a certain like
so was that supposedly a thing where a person could get in?
Oh yeah. So the boats with airbags is what I've been seeing. Other flying machines here.
Okay, so what that looks like is like sails right? Can you show me that thing again? Look at
The
that,
longer
Sam.
clip, y'all.
That's like sails, like a sailboat.
But it's even
But
crazier
Stay with
than
me.
that.
base. So do you just jump off a cliff with that? How do you get that bitch off the ground?
One of them was describing, and I think it's in this, there was a traveling gas thing that went along with it so it could keep refueling right here. See, a mobile gas generator.
They are literally grooming the world to be recruited by them, to sign up with them. And they're doing it through everybody's sexuality, through the access to pornography. Not only that, but they are also funding all the trafficking of the world through pornography. It's highly monetized. For every second that you spend watching images or watching video on any pornographic channel, for every second, somebody is getting a ka-ching. Somebody is getting paid for that. And so they're like, well, man, I've never bought anything. I've never done anything. Dude, you funded the crime scene. You have literally participated in some way that was murdered sexually for somebody else's pleasure. And you do it all day if you're addicted to pornography. Because there's a rule, and the rule is found in the book of Romans. Not only those who do such things shall be judged, but those who are entertained by it. There's a rule in the spiritual realm that says this. Well, I can't go to jail if I've never abused a woman sexually or whatever. But if you're entertained by it, the demonic realm has the same access to you that they do to the same perpetrator. So if I am sitting and if I'm like, okay, I'm a dude and it's part of my sexuality and this is just who I am, and hey, nobody's around, and you know what? I don't even want to look at men. I would like to just watch lesbian pornography. Let me tell you what you do. You open up a portal for same sex into your entire house. See, it's not the actions of the fathers that are passed down to the children. It's the iniquity of the fathers that are passed down to the children. So if you watch pornography, you open up your entire house to a same-sex spirit. And like, how is it? I raised my kids in church and now, they're struggling with homosexuality and they don't know because you opened a portal, you were groomed. You started off, you were just going to watch something, whatever it was. And then they took you down a track and you thought it was you being really cool and being really smart, but they knew exactly how to take you down that track until finally, if you stay into it long enough, you will start lusting after children. It's designed to bring you to a place that by the time that you are looking at children and by the time that you're looking at babies, you also know how to find them. So it also teaches you how to surf the dark web and how to get darker and darker and darker. The whole thing is set up. And it's a recruiting place for these demonic forces.
We can keep this in.
That's wild.
So they tell us to recycle.
I don't know if I'm going to keep this in. You might not even see this, but that was a good clip. Now, I don't know about the whole leading into young ones, right? But I'm sure some, right? Just like some people that smoke weed, it's a gateway to meth, to whatever, but I smoke weed. I ain't never done anything. I just smoke weed and drink alcohol. That's it. Never done the white stuff, never done any of that. But some people do. So I can see how some things can lead you to that. I gotta do some good editing on that to keep that in because I feel like that was a good clip, y'all.
To save the planet, right? Reduce waste, protect resources, cut pollution, and all that type of stuff. But what they don't tell you is what they actually transmute this plastic into, which is synthetic fibers that end up polyester, nylon, acrylic, which end up in our clothes, in our babies' clothes, right? And then these things end up in our skin because when we wash it and all this type of stuff, it turns into microplastics, and microplastics has the ability to enter our skin because our skin is the biggest organ, and now we have this stuff inside of our lungs, our kidneys, our bloodstream. Look at this, y'all. All of this stuff is going inside of our body. So all of these so-called new hip clothes that men and women are wearing alike, the Lululemons and these workout gears, All of this is created from synthetic fibers that contain microplastics now that you are absorbing. And this thing is hurting you on an energetic level because this makes your biofield weaker. This is not about saving the planet at all. This is about keeping humanity looping through an artificial ecosystem. We are divine beings. Divine beings need to wear cotton, hemp, linen, bamboo, and all these things that actually help strengthen your bio. That's why they make these new clothes look appealing to the other sex, because they want you to buy this, but it's hurting you on an energetic level.
There's only 47 astronauts in the entire world. That's what they tell us. Why do you think that number is so small? It's simple. It's because they don't exist. Space travel is not real, and we've never been to the moon. And the main concern people have with that is that how do all these space agencies and scientists and people around the world, how do they all keep this lie going? And how do they all agree that let's lie to the public? And it's actually really simple. It's the fact that they don't exist. All of these space agencies and scientists that you only see on a screen, by the way, they have never been real. They have been AI this entire time. That's how they keep the lie going. It's pretty easy to keep a secret and keep a lie going when you're not even real. All these scientists and these famous names you've heard of before, they are all AI.
Wait, hold up. Let me get this straight. So one of the richest men on earth wants you to have a digital ID, and that's just the beginning. Larry Ellison, the owner of Oracle and now TikTok, not only said he wants our data centralized with an AI surveillance system, but he also said this.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything.
Citizens will be on their best behavior. That sounds like a very dark dystopian future. And speaking of citizens, these people are protesting as we speak in the streets of London with signs that say no to digital ID. And why does this seem like a bigger overall plan in Europe? Because not only they're pushing a digital ID, but a CBDC as well, a central bank digital currency, in which is being pushed by this woman, the president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde.
Put to reality this digital euro. The deadline for us is going to be October of 25. And we all get...
This is why education is key, you guys. Here's a trick bag. So they don't want you buying Bitcoin and other decentralized protocols, but they want you to buy their crypto, a CBDC, controlled by them and only them. And if you guys don't think this can happen, well, it's already happening in China right now with digital IDs and a social credit score.
I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a cell phone that is linked to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything.
And if that's not bad enough, they even have facial recognition technology for kids to get inside their own schools. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. They always put it in the movies. Remember that episode on Black Mirror years ago where they had a social credit score system? Well, surprise, surprise, it's here. Make sure you guys hit me up for consultations to get educated on what's going on, link in bio. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below.
I mean, the thing that sucks is if they bring it here to America, which they're going to, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I mean, how many times have you had to try to have a conversation with somebody about anything we see on these clips or anything you see on your phone, whatever, some type of conspiracy that ended up being true, and you tell them this is true, and it goes in one ear and out the other, and they just continue doing what they're doing. How many times have you had that? I know I have. A lot. I've even tried to help people turn 25,000 into 150,000, not doing a damn thing but a 10-minute phone call, and it goes in one ear and out the other. That's the majority of people. We are not the majority. We are not. Those people out there protesting, they're not the majority. The majority of people, they just want to go to work. They live for the weekend. They want to take their vacations once a year. They want to, continue to get debt. They want to get, that's the majority of the people here in America. So if that comes here, it's like a rule, it's like a vote. We're outnumbered 5-1, y'all. And they just keep those normal people divided.
What is happening to people when they're on psychedelics?
Well, you open yourself up to the spiritual world. I mean, and back in the day, sorcery was where medicines and things of the earth used to channel the gods. There was a guy at church who would use that to access the spiritual world illegally. And they brought me into this meeting with him, and he started describing me a spiritual being that he would encounter being on these things. And he said, "Have you seen that?" And I would look behind him, and then there was that spiritual being that was not of the Lord at all. And that spiritual being was freaking out because I could see him. And so I told him, I said, "I'm telling you right now," I said, "you're opening yourself up illegally to the spiritual world using these things." I said, "The way that we access the spiritual world correctly has to be through the Spirit." See, people always ask me, where is the Holy Spirit when you're going into these encounters? It says to be in the Spirit. John said, "I was in the Spirit." So I practice going into the Spirit, whether that's speaking in tongues. One of the easiest ways that people say, "I don't speak in tongues," sing in the Spirit. That's why worship leaders, I literally am always this close to leaving my body is when worship leaders are singing in the Spirit. Because it literally thins out the spiritual realm. And so I'll find myself holding on to the chair because I'm like, I'm about to go, but getting in the Spirit. So speaking in tongues or singing in the Spirit is an opening way, a safe opening way through the Holy Spirit of going to the spiritual world. But psychedelics and all that stuff is coming through the back door, and you open yourself up to far greater problems that way. You end up getting a spiritual being you have no business talking to, because spiritual beings are nosy. They are nosy. Now, demons are silly. Other spiritual beings, they're nosy. They want to know what you know. Especially if you're sons, because you know things about God that they may not know, they get from watching. And so I've had spiritual beings say, "Can you discuss with me?" Approach me, discuss with me. And I'm like, "No, not talking to you. Get me out of here. Lord, save me." Get me out of here. So through the Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues is a great way. Singing in the Spirit is a great way to go into the Spirit to practice encountering supernatural things.
Have you guys seen this 60-minute interview with financial journalist Andrew Sorkin? These two people go into detail about how we're getting ready to see a crash very soon, but they don't explain when or how fast it's going to happen. But I want you to pay attention to the details, y'all. Pay attention. Check this out.
Do you think that we will have a crash or not?
The answer is we will have a crash. I just can't tell you when, and I can't tell you how deep. But I can assure you, unfortunately, I wish I wasn't saying this, we will have a crash.
I know you guys see it. And I know there's no way in hell that lady that's sitting right across from him did not see it. And then she proceeds with the interview. She proceeds to ask him that question. And there was a little lag. Maybe she was trying to tell him about it. But why would they continue the interview? Do y'all see that? And then even her, she doesn't look normal either. Is it me, or does this lady look like some type of gray? Do you guys see the resemblance over here? Look at this, y'all. And they told us, right, these gray beings were created by the reptilian beings as stewards. Like, they're the ones that go and do the dirty work for the reptilians.
Imagine.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. You have no idea who these people are. Your neighbors, your friends, you have no idea. They're not human. They just told y'all. But the jig is up, man. The shift is here. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
Get your tinfoil hats out, folks, because there is a much bigger story at play with the millions of dollars of diamonds that were stolen this weekend in the Louvre heist. Now, in case you've been living under a 140-carat diamond and didn't know, there was a heist this weekend, a caper at the world's most famous museum in Paris, France, the Louvre. The heist occurred in broad daylight, 9:30 in the morning. They snuck through one of these side windows here in the Apollo Gallery. They used what appears to be some sort of construction truck that has the mechanical buckets that workmen sit in, and they raise it up. That's how they got to the second level and then broke through the windows.
They used an angle grinder tool to cut through the glass. This is like straight out of a cartoon. They cut a circle and they push through the window. Now that set off the alarm and chaos ensued.
During the day they did it?
However, the entire heist took just 7 minutes and the thieves were in the wind before security could do anything with these 8 items from the Napoleonic diamond collection, including sapphires and rubies and emeralds and diamonds in crowns and necklaces and earrings. The thieves escaped on motorcycles and attempted to burn the truck that they used to break into the window to get rid of all the evidence, their tools, their disguises. However, one of the security guards was able to stop that from happening. Now that we got all the details out of the way, why am I wearing the tinfoil hat? Because this right here is the Regent diamond. It was a 140 carat diamond that they left behind. They stole 9 items, got away with 8 of them, and for some reason, now that we got all the details out of the way, let's talk about why I'm wearing the tinfoil hat. We begin first with the items they did not steal successfully. First off, we have the Empress crown. It was worn by one of Napoleon's queens. They dropped this on the way out. It was found damaged and recovered on the streets of Paris. And more importantly, this right here is the Regent diamond. It's 140 carats. It's worth $60 million alone, and it was in the room for them to take, and they just left it behind. Tell me how a group of burglars so brazen and so professional that they would break into the biggest, most popular museum in the world. 9 million people a year visit the Louvre, and they somehow miss out on the biggest diamond, and then they're dropping crowns on the way out. Not to mention that the items they did steal are so famous and now known worldwide that it's impossible to sell. They're saying they're going to have to melt down the gold and recut the stones in order to make any money off it. Nah, there's something bigger at play. You don't risk a caper like this for items that you then can't make money off of. But what is it? What's really going on? I don't know. There's a million options. Could be something as simple as insurance fraud. Get paid out on these, and then all of a sudden in a year, we happen to recover them. Maybe it's a distraction. Oh my God, the Louvre, Da Vinci Code. We're stealing Napoleon's diamonds. We're dropping them. How'd they do it? Everyone talk about this over here. Well, over here, we're doing the real shit. And don't sleep on the fact that these aren't just any old diamonds. They're from Napoleon. Are they distracting you from? I can't say with certainty. For all I know, it's Emmanuel Macron trying to get Candace Owens to stop talking about his wife. Don't sleep on the fact that this is Napoleon's jewelry, meaning he touched it and wore it. Ever seen Jurassic Park, what they can do with DNA? Don't get me started on cursed diamonds. If there's cursed diamonds, maybe there's blessed diamonds. Maybe we're talking about something from the occult. This is not just about money.
Today I asked my students during baking their most favorite conspiracy theories, and this is what we've come up with. 3-Eye Atlas is aliens. I think so too. Soylent Green is consuming people. The Simpsons are right. Whatever that means. Queen Elizabeth was a man. There are no red or blue in the government. It is us against them.
It's going places.
Area 51 doesn't have aliens. It is experiments on people. The moon landing was filmed in a movie studio. Drones started the fires in California and Hawaii. Charlie Kirk is alive. Antarctica is a secret sub-Earth. I don't know what that means. Denver Airport is the headquarters of the Illuminati. While there has been a government shutdown, there is no chemtrails. We live in the Matrix because he has never seen a Chinese person pumping gas or pregnant.
Saying I think something wrong.
Whoa. I don't think I've ever seen a Chinese person pregnant, let alone pumping gas. We are going to have to dive deeper in that. I've never heard that. But thinking about it, I have never seen a Chinese person pregnant. Huh.
And I don't think somebody's saying something. Martin said he did not have a stroke. And that should have been the end of it. They let him do 32 interviews. In every interview, it looked like he just had a stroke. I'm not supposed to say something. Every interview is Martin Lawrence. Ain't nobody gonna say shit. Did he have a stroke? Looked like he had several strokes. Upstroke, downstroke, backstroke, everything but a stroke of luck. If something wrong with me, y'all better say something. Fuck. That's why I gotta shut up. Because the world don't give a fuck what I think. They just gave P. Diddy 4 years. Let me say that again. For taking 27 actions. 4 years. Meanwhile, they tried to give me 4 years for 2 blunts I had no intention of smoking in the first place. Same 4 years. They don't give a fuck. Being an ass-taking devil worshiper is not against the law. They put that man on a whole RICO because they thought he was trafficking for China.
This is a video posted by Erica Kirk at her Romanian Angels charity back in 2013. It's important to note that at the end of this video, she thanks Colonel Busher, an alleged partnering with her on this task of bringing gifts to these Romanian children. Colonel Busher III was an army officer who served as colonel and commander at the Black Sea Area Support Team for U.S. forces in Romania. Now, it's important to note that in November of 2019, a former translator at the base from the 2010s to the mid-2010s filed a criminal complaint with Romania's Anti-Organized Crime Directorate, otherwise known as DICOT. She accused Busher, along with U.S. Master Sergeant Lloyd Sparks, and others of involvement in an organized prostitution and human operating within the base during 2012 and 2013. The allegations included bringing women, including some the base, for forced sexual services with American soldiers, with Busher personally benefiting in approving access. The former translator that accused him of this also claimed that this was confirmed by U.S. investigators during a separate probe into fund misappropriation and cited harassment she faced after reporting it. However, DICOT investigated the complaint and closed the case in 2023 without filing charges. You draw your own conclusions, but the case is getting even more suspicious. If you want the link to the original video, I will put it into my story.
Why? So Marine Corps General Eric Smith just comes out and says the next great conflict, the next great war is here, and trust him, at the same time we have the manipulation of the media. Why? We'll get to that in a second.
The Marines here today are cut from the same cloth as those who seized Tarawa, withstood the cold of Korea, and fought through the streets of Iraq and the mountains of Afghanistan. And the next fight is coming. Trust me. It's coming.
Y'all heard the way he said that, right? And also today, they share this crowd from Boston, this record-breaking size crowd. Turns out this video is from 2017. So why is the media playing videos that they know are old purposely? They're trying to make it seem like they have the resistance. They want everyone else to think. Control popular opinion. Now it's wild because as of a few days ago, we have a bounty being put on ICE agents, all different kinds, $2,000 to $10,000. And around the same time, for some reason, all these people are posting on social media about how they have to take care of ICE officers. One guy is even accusing the Department of Defense of screwing around with the video to make it say that. And what's even funnier is around the same time he changed his @ for his TikTok and made a video saying it wasn't him. You know, showing his drafts, showing that clearly he is the only person that had the video without subtitles to edit later. Brother. No. And now we have kids everywhere making these kind of videos. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Homeland does got some stuff going on. Which brings me to this. Elon Musk just posted that we are so close to AGI right now, right? The AI videos are already so good you cannot even differentiate reality between AI. Just in time for the great deceptions that are about to happen on this earth, guess what? You're not even going to know what's real or what's not. Yeah. Because right now, everyone's relying on watermarks to know if the video is real or not. And the scary part, they don't just have video AI, they literally have hologram AI. Let the games begin.
You say, Yahweh, your way, not our way, your way, Yahweh.
Super interesting encounter that happened at the gas station that went viral. Brother was quoting scripture. I love when individuals come out of nowhere and quote scripture and they're talking about God, and it's just out of the blue when you least expected it. I love seeing that. I don't know what's going on in this man's life, but I pray the Lord to guide his footsteps and to fill him up with light and peace. I just thought that was an interesting clip, and I wanted to show it to you guys as well. God bless this.
Is it like family? Like
No.
a family pot?
It's a good guess, but it's not.
Okay.
For real. Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, don't go over there. He's inside. Yeah, because you can see his full body. Look. Sonny, don't come. Oh, dude, god damn it. Oh, I dropped my mic. Yo, hold on.
We can't go beyond the firmament. Ask them, when did you try? You shut all the illusion down. I'm telling you, you're gonna level up. Wait a minute, when did you try to go beyond the firmament? Oh, NASA be lying. So you tell the truth. If NASA lying about the image of the earth, you present the real image. I don't have the technology. Then be quiet or go get the technology. Y'all become the guys y'all saying y'all are. If your mission is to get the truth to the people, then build a space station. Become familiar with astronomy. Stop playing with astrology. Instead of playing with angel numbers, how about you go and study and discover planets and do what these people are doing? If you're saying that you can't go beyond the firmament, instead of looking up YouTube videos that you think a rocket hit the firmament, how about you go and test it? Other than that, you're just running your mouth. I'm not against people's beliefs.
all the time, yo.
If you want to believe something, you have the right to do that. But when you start talking about what you know and you want me to know it because you know it, you believe that. You want me to believe it because you believe it. When you ask questions, it's rooted in truth. People hate you. You become an agent. Scientist. That's how we got our phone. Some nigga said, bro, I think I can talk to that nigga and he ain't nowhere near. And he went to go find the science to back it up. Some nigga said, yo, what if they could talk to each other and stream it and record it? And they went to go get the science to back it up. Some nigga said, yo, you know what? I'm tired of plugging my computer up to this cord. I keep tripping. Let's try Wi-Fi. They went to go get the science to back it up. People's lives are being saved. I'm sure you got people in your family that had to get medicine, treatment, surgery, something. You want to know why? Because the medical practitioners went to go get the science to back it up. If we're in the spiritual community and we just believing, we're losing our godhood. We're becoming more subservient, less knowledgeable. We don't know how to make things work and tweak it, and they're winning the race. Do any of these niggas that be on here talking all this extra, do they have UFOs? No. But you want to know who got UFOs? The government. You want to know who got hoverboards? Elon and them. The only ones doing godly shit is the scientists. Everybody else is running their mouth. We got scientists, they're the guys. The conscious community, these are the gypsies. They got to change their brain. They got to change their mind. Break that spell of psychosis.
The IRS used one organization as the model to shove every religion into. And that one organization was the Salvation Army. And they created 14 points and said, this is what the Salvation Army does, so this is what church is. Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, you name it, is tucked into that same 14 points. You need a house of worship. You need a board of elders. You need a creed or a form of worship. You need childcare. It's literally just replicas of the Salvation Army. Today, there's 400,000 churches in the US. You know what else is a church? The Hells Angels. What? Yeah, they're registered as a church. I had someone from the CIA call me a few months ago. They were like, hey, Nathan, what do you know about the 14-point checklist? All I know is what the head of the IRS, the nonprofit sector, told me. And they go, okay, good, but it wasn't IRS that created that.
Who was it?
The CIA. And I said, why would they do that? They go, Christianity is dangerous. Yes. And I said, yes. And they go, Islam is dangerous. Yes. And I said, yes. And so they go, why not put everything into a box that you can control? So the carrot that the government uses to get religion into that box is tax exemption.
If the government is funded by tax dollars, then there ain't no such thing as government funded anything. It's taxpayer dollars that fund everything.
I mean, that's true, y'all. All these government employees, especially the woman I lay my head next to every night, she's not getting paid. That's our money that we're paying. I pay her, right? We pay the government employees. They're government employees. They get paid off the taxpayers' dollars. So where's this money going that we're still paying? Taxes. That didn't stop. Don't you think that should stop? Because that's what's funding the government funding. Government funding isn't from the government's pockets. It's from our pockets. So where's this money going during this shutdown? Because we're paying taxes every time we step foot out the door. Where's this money going? And guess what? What sucks is there's nothing we can do about it. They got us so by the freaking balls, y'all, that they get away with that. That they're not paying their employees, but we're still paying them. That's how much they got us by, y'all. I'm sick of it. Are you guys sick of it? We thought this guy was going to come in and clear out the swamp, put some nice clear water in there, crystal clear paradise, right? We're going to get rid of this dirty swamp with snakes and crocodiles and lizards and all that. And we're going to have nice paradise, palm tree, just like we're at the Trump resort, right? Kick our legs back. That's what we wanted. And it's even worse than before, y'all. It's even worse than before.
So my biggest conspiracy theory is that movies actually tell us what's to come, right? It's like a script that the society follows. So pretty much all the apocalyptic movies that we've ever seen were to prepare us for a situation or scenario like that.
This man may have proved skinwalkers are real by accident.
I don't believe in skinwalkers, so I brought myself to the middle of a forest and got lost to prove their non-existence. I decided to taunt them and then started hearing something calling for help outside my tent. Skinwalker! Skinwalker!
Yeah, like, no, be careful. You knock on that door, they'll answer it.
I honestly have no idea what that was, but there's only one logical thing to do at this point, and that's to venture deeper into the forest until I'm completely lost. I've been warned by so many locals to stay away from this forest, so that's why I'm doing all the things that you possibly can imagine you're not supposed to do. If skinwalkers are real, honestly, I might be in some serious danger, but there's one thing that scares me more than skinwalkers, and well, that's other people. I don't know who or what's out here, but every step I feel like something is watching me, and well, I was soon about to proven right. I'm getting this feeling of dread, and I soon found out why. Someone has made these figurines and crosses and hung them from the trees.
That's
and
not
as
a
soon as I
normal
found them,
human
I started
activity.
hearing this off in the distance after I turned off all my lights and used my infrared camera.
Yeah, this guy's just crazy being in the woods in general, but to
I have no idea what that is, but the only way to find out is to venture deeper.
I just feel like the government is hiding stuff from us, bro. Have you heard about the Denver airport conspiracy theory?
No, what is that?
It's this crazy theory, and I'm gonna be so honest, doesn't seem like a theory to me. It seems like this is concrete, some crazy stuff going on. So to start off with, they have these weird underground tunnels that lead to God knows where, and this is the largest airport in America, and it's in Denver, Colorado, first of all. But there's these giant underground tunnels, and they say that it's for baggage, but no one is allowed in them or near them.
Bro.
There's these weird murals all over the airport that have pictures of children with gas masks, soldiers with guns, and cities burning down to the ground. There's also these capstones around the airport that have the Freemason logo on them.
No way.
And they have writing about a new airport world order. There's even more. So when you look at the runway, it literally looks like the symbol of that guy from Germany with the mustache.
No way.
Yeah, you know that symbol that he had? It looks just like that from the sky. When the airport was built, they buried a time capsule underneath it that is not allowed under any circumstances to be opened until at least the year 2094. And it begs the question, like, what do they have in this time capsule? And the single biggest clue of all that something crazy is going on here, there's a giant statue outside of the airport of this big blue horse. It's called Lucifer. It has glowing red eyes, and it is absolutely massive. Everybody says that this horse is supposed to represent the 4 horsemen from the apocalypse in the Bible. And the thing that makes it so creepy, the guy who created and designed this horse, after it was built, a piece of it fell off, hitting him and killing him.
Bro.
I've been delivering mail to a house that was never there. All right, y'all. So I've been delivering mail on this route for like a couple weeks now, I say. And it's always this one house that always stood out. Like, it's this big wraparound porch. It got like blue peeling paint or something like that. And it's this older woman who just like sit by the window smiling like she's just like waiting for me every day. Like she have nothing else to do. So she always called me like son, and I handed her mail like through like, you know, this little cracked door. So I'm thinking she, you know, a sweet old lady. But today I turned down the same street and the house was gone. Not like empty. I mean, like it was gone. Like nothing but like overgrown lot and rusted mailbox, like leaning sideways. And I even asked the neighbor, I'm like, you know, what happened to the house that was next door? Y'all, she looked at me like I was crazy, and she was like, that house has been empty for like 20 years. What? So the crazy part is, in my bag today, I still had a letter like from that same address, and it was stamped like 2003, and the envelope felt like cold, like somebody just like pulled it out the freezer or something like that. So I'm standing there with the letter in my hand, just staring at this empty lot. And y'all, I swear I can feel her just like watching me from like nowhere. Like I felt like she was still there. I don't know, chat. I don't know if it's some eerie stuff going on out here.
Talk is
but
cheap.
I don't know. What y'all think, chat? I mean, if y'all want to update, y'all want a part 2, let me know, cause what?
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. I look for the invention of artificial life. Be part for stars. Be part for the stars. And that's what we have. The fire in the madhouse at the end. And it's what? When I speak, there's move on.
No, because Nicki Minaj tweeted Kathy White. Now, this is a huge bombshell because she is in a beef with Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Tidal, all of those things. And she tweets about Kathy White. And we know the big conspiracy about Kathy White. Allegedly, she was Jay-Z's mistress. And we know he's obviously married to Beyonce. Beyonce found out about it. And a lot of people speculate, allegedly, right? It's a conspiracy that Beyonce was the one who, you know, carried out the whoop-de-whoop. A lot of people think this because of Beyonce's song about, you know, infidelity and her body laid on out on these filthy floors, the bee stains on my custom couture. A lot of people speculating that she's like either reminiscing on what happened, but changing the story a little bit, or she's like telling exactly what happened to her. The whole daughter situation, we don't want to go deeper than that with Blue Ivy. That's a crazy. But we all know why Rihanna stopped releasing music. And we know what happened between her and Jay-Z early in her career, the whole Chris Brown situation as well. All of these things tied together. So my question is, why would Nicki Minaj stir up that type of controversy when she wants her money, right? Like, clearly she knows something. She's been around for so long. And so is she insinuating that Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Beyonce had something to do with the death of Kathy White? Because remember, he died unexpectedly while still being his mistress. And so it's very, very interesting. And we know these people have a lot of power. So it's getting really ugly out there. I'm just saying.
People in the trenches run around celebrate birthdays and shit, but that will make you die. I ain't celebrate no birthday. I'm born one day. Yeah, keep remembering that shit. You keep remembering, and then it makes you die. A lot of people don't understand that they are doing rituals every time they celebrate Christmas, celebrate holidays. They doing all the shit. You look around, every time you look around is another holiday. Why? Why is another holiday every time you look around?
To distract other people.
To distract
people that
right.
ain't woke.
They're distracted, guys. They make you always want to have fun. Why you think they created basketball, football, all the sports? They want you to have fun. They don't want you to look at the reality.
Off the TV.
No, you want you to have fun.
Some always on the TV.
But right now, people don't understand. I believe this. I believe, remember, tell your pieces, you go everywhere. You see how everybody living life from social media. So everybody's spirits and souls are right now on social media. They turn on social media, and that's where you at. Everybody's on social media.
Bro,
all day.
motherfucker just look at your story and just feel like they
They is. That's real life. Niggas, you gonna see a nigga whole life on social media, but you ain't gonna see they fucked up part.
Shit though.
When they broke, you ain't gonna see that part. But they're gonna show you every other part on social media. Niggas live for social media. Every day you get up, you live for social media. All right. But then on.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I supported him, and I'll go as far as say I voted. He got me. My whole life I said politics is nothing but professional wrestling. I saw it when I was in Saturday Night Live. I would see politicians together. I would see celebrities together in a room, and I'd see the two politicians that were screaming at each other the night before and saying how much each side is so crazy, and I would see them drinking together, laughing together at charity events. And it was the first time where I started going, oh my God, you got me hating over there, but you two are laughing in the corner, almost the way lawyers do.
So, you know, same with sports. I used to get so much energy into sports, y'all. And then I started noticing they always show it after every football game. They show the coaches go shake hands. They show the players, right? They got the Fox NFL banner and in the backgrounds of the field after the game. And all these players that we put so much energy in, and we're so angry that they lost in a heartbreaking way. Our day's ruined. Half of our week is ruined, right? This is how it used to be, y'all. You see them on the field celebrating, you know, trading jerseys, taking pictures, smiling. Oh, what's up, man? What's up? See you in the off season at the end of the season, at the end of the playoffs. See you in the off season, man. We're going to train together. We're going to, you know, it's their job. When you get to go home early on a Friday, it's the highlight of your day. It's vacation time, right?
Theory's been around for quite a long time.
Same with
Probably
politics.
long before the internet was actually dead. And it's this theory that over time there will be
Real quick, and I got a comment yesterday. Sorry to interrupt. I got a comment yesterday. This guy saying, "Please stop talking about politics. You know nothing about it. The reason the government is shut down is because the Democrats want to give whatever to illegal immigrants. Quit watching CNN." Right? That's what he said to me. Do you get that? You're watching Fox News. They're doing the same thing to you. That's what I'm here trying to do. Wake you up, because you're just as asleep as the other side. People don't understand that, are like that comment, that dude, you have so much in common with the people that watch CNN, like myself, supposedly. Like I sit here and watch CNN all day. You have so much in common with those people than you don't even realize it. You guys got the same hatred in your heart for each other. The same hatred. You guys are like brothers. And this puppet master in the middle is just eating it up. That guy said you're watching too much CNN, which means he's watching too much Fox News because he got that from Fox. You know what I mean, man? It's crazy. It is crazy how asleep people are, even in the chat. Even in the chat, y'all.
Amounts of
I love you still,
literal
though, man. I
robotic
love you.
content, and then also kind
Trying
of
to
like
wake you up.
astroturf
Don't get
fake
mad.
content. You know, like one guy running 100 accounts, and the theory is that eventually there will be almost no real human back and forth on the internet. That it's actually kind of just propaganda and counter propaganda playing out on a stage for our benefit by moneyed interests, whether it's corporations, the government, foreign adversaries. And you know, there might be a few people in the mix, but it's primarily going to be just robots arguing with each other. And I think that more and more it's becoming true. I mean,
well, it's getting close. Like that FBI analyst that when Elon was in the middle of buying Twitter, who looked at all the different bots, and you know they were trying to say it was 5%. He said, no, I think it's 80. 80%. So when you're on Twitter and you see people arguing and making points and even posting things.
Might remember there was a time where a bunch of the stats for Wikipedia editors came out, and it was some like enormous fraction of edits coming out of one location in Arlington, Virginia. And it's like, oh wow, Arlington, Virginia, that, you know, famously the center of academic rigor and excellence. There's supposed to be a lot of people living there who they just really care about making sure Wikipedia is accurate.
How odd. How odd.
AI can't read cursive. AI can't read cursive. It never will be able to read cursive. Because everybody's handwriting is different. Which is probably the reason why they took handwriting out of
And you know, I'm gonna say this: throughout my career, the more money that was offered to me, the more risk and the more dangerous it was to my moral compass. So I can only imagine what type of propositions come to these people to amass such a large amount of wealth. And I know a guy named Nick Irving. He's pretty much a legendary Army Ranger sniper. He was on several tours of duty in Iraq. And he says that he'll never trust a billionaire. And to me, I feel like that speaks volume. Because that company who bought 23andMe's DNA, 17 million profiles, they come out with a post saying they vow ethical use of this information.
Right.
Why you gotta vow ethical use of this information if you're probably not gonna be using it ethically?
Right.
I feel like there's like a civil war going on right now, literally between good and evil right now.
Speaking of spiritual warfare and spiritual dimensions, 2 stories about people that have taken salvia. Truly nightmare fuel. I was in this college, this guy smoked some salvia, lay back, and all of a sudden he woke up, but he was a child, and he lived his entire life. He's a child, teenager, went through everything, got married, had kids, grew old, had to bury his wife, became a grandparent, and then died of old age, basically, and then woke up at his college where he smoked salvia, and it broke his mind.
How could it not?
And he was weeping because he's like, that life wasn't real. I had kids that I loved. This next story, I would say, is even scarier.
Oh no. Great.
This guy, also college age, smoked salvia, and he was like basically transported to where he's standing on the side of the road, and he was just standing there. Then all of a sudden he turned into a stone pillar, and he was a milestone, like a mile marker stone for 300 years.
What?
And he said he watched the forest change. He watched horse and buggy, and eventually turned into cars and a highway. And then after 300 years, a construction crew came and tore him down, and he woke up.
Bro, you go and try to get stoned, you'd become one. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. I mean, like, think about claustrophobia. Like, you have a full intellectual mind, yet you're stuck like that for 300 years. Straight up terrifying.
Don't do salvia. Don't think that dude woke up and he was like, okay, back to life. Okay, that was just a dream. No, that dude probably is screwed up big time from that. Imagine. It wasn't just a high, it was real. Right? It was real. So don't do salvia, y'all. Don't look at that and be like, "Oh, I want to try." No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a warning here. But there is a story of Ari Shafir, a comedian that did salvia, and it's on the internet. You can go look it up. And he supposedly lived, I don't know, like 2 years underwater as like a fish. He had like a family. He had like all this thing. He had a life underwater. And then he woke up, y'all. There's his whole story of what he experienced is on even the part that he actually did it and was under the influence and like tweaking out. That's even on the internet, y'all. But don't do it. It can ruin your life. Most likely it will.
You know that there have been over 22 deaths associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's just examine a few of them. Virginia Giuffre was one of Epstein's most vocal accusers. She filed legal action against Epstein and Maxwell, and she almost saw herself as a voice for all of the accusers and encouraged other women to stand up and tell their stories. Earlier this year, Virginia claimed that she was hit by a school bus. She was then put into a hospital. She posted a photo on her social media with herself covered in bruises. It's a bizarre photo. And then a short while later, she was found dead after allegedly self-deleting. Curiously, she died just a few months before the Department of Justice and FBI made official Epstein disclosures, and the Epstein story was brought again into the media. I think it's very lucky for the people in power that Virginia is dead right now, because she would have some stories and she would have been extremely vocal in searching for the truth. There's also Jean-Luc Brunel, a close friend of Epstein's and a talent scout. He owned modeling agencies and he ran his own sex trafficking empire in France. Jean-Luc was tied in very closely with Epstein, and he provided young teenagers to Epstein for his operation. There are lots of stories and lots of accusations that were made against Jean-Luc Brunel. Jean-Luc was arrested in 2020, but in 2022, right before his trial, he was found dead in his jail cell. And just like his buddy Epstein, he had allegedly hanged himself while in prison. There are lots of similar discrepancies in the story of what happened to Jean-Luc Brunel, security cameras that weren't on, people that weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, but I don't really see people talk about this as much, even though this was obviously some sort of targeted hit. There's also Jeffrey Epstein's former business partner in a Ponzi scheme, Steven Hoffenberg. Steven and Jeffrey were incredibly close. Now, Steven's death is interesting. He died in 2022, but he died alone inside of his apartment, and the details surrounding exactly what happened to Steven are still murky and unclear, but his body wasn't found for almost an entire week. And just before he died, in what turned out to be a sort of deathbed confession, Steven Hoffenberg told a news outlet that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were collecting sexual blackmail on powerful people, and he claimed that Epstein was supplying his handlers with this content all the time, once a week, once a month, all the time. There's also Mark Middleton, a former Clinton aide who allowed Jeffrey Epstein to visit the White House in the 1990s. He was closely tied into the Epstein thing, and there are a lot of mysterious things surrounding Mark Middleton. But in 2022, Mark Middleton was found in an orchard in Arkansas. He had allegedly hanged himself, and while hanging had shot himself at the same time. No one knows why he allegedly went to this orchard, but his death coincided with Ghislaine Maxwell's trial and renewed talks about Epstein. I examined all 22 of these deaths in a new video on my YouTube channel, The Conspiracy Files. It is an
there you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate that, y'all. Baby time, I can't believe I was expecting to come in here and just do 30 minutes and do the other 30 minutes when he takes a nap. He slept for this whole hour and 6 minutes, y'all. He's been asleep and he's still asleep. Might even be able to get downstairs and make me some breakfast before he wakes up. But I'm not counting on it because I still got to edit this. So I'm going to get this edited out to my members. Anyone who wants to join the members, just hit that join link. If not, it's okay. Video comes out a little later. But my members get the video first. And they also get little other perks, y'all. But I'm going to get out of here, y'all. If you guys are interested, here's a playlist of all my videos. Go down the rabbit hole. Have fun. Don't watch too much, y'all. And then down below, I'm going to leave a link to my second channel, y'all. If you click this little picture of me down here, it'll take you to my channel and you guys can subscribe. But just know, y'all, just know over there, I'm not doing videos like I'm doing over here. Over here, I am in such a box. I'm in a box, y'all. I can't do anything other than these TikTok. I can't do scary ones for an hour because nobody will watch it, right? I got a comment yesterday, someone saying these are getting too repetitive. Like, it's all the same things. Like, that's YouTube, y'all. Anywhere. We all, not the top dudes, they get away with it. But all the small creators, we're all the same. Workout videos, always chest and back. Full day of eating, grocery hauls, right? Whatever. I'm in such a box over here that I can't get out of it. So over there, I'm doing something different, y'all. I want a whole different audience. Honestly, I'm not really trying to cater to you guys because I put a video up yesterday and I only got 100 views, right? So I'm like, this is just going to be a whole new different type of audience. I'm not really going to, try to tell you guys to go over there and watch. Like, this is like me starting a brand new YouTube channel over there. We get into a lot of credit card debt, car payments, the housing market. Those are things that I'm really interested in, right? That's what I enjoy watching. That's what I enjoy learning about on my free time, about, how to be financially free, y'all. That's what I'm trying to do over there. So if you guys are interested, picture of me is right here. Click on that, go over there, support. But if you're expecting videos like this over here, don't even go over there because you're not going to enjoy it, y'all. But I'm going to get out of here. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Later.